Good evening. Welcome to the City Council meeting of Monday, May 16th. Appreciate everybody being here this evening. We do have a quorum. We'll declare the meeting open. This time I'm going to ask Councilmember Josh Stevenson if he'll lead us in the pledge and invocation, please.
Join the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you, Lord, that we can come here today to be about the business of the city of Sherman. Please guide us in our decisions, that we may be wise and all of these things glorify you. Please be with our first responders and protect them as they go throughout the business of protecting us. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Josh. All right, at this time we'll take a look at the minutes of the regular City Council meeting May 2nd, 2022. Do I have an opportunity to review those minutes?
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Council. This time we'll open it up for citizen comments. Does anyone have anything to address the council regarding anything on the agenda this evening? We'll move on to the consent agenda. Our first consent agenda, these items are considered very routine and enacted in one motion without discussion unless a council member or citizen requests a specific item to discuss and vote on separately. The consent agenda includes items E4, E5, E6, E7, E8, E9, and E10. Anybody like these broken apart for any reason?
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Consent agenda is approved. Now we have the additional consent agenda. These items are considered very routine and enacted in one motion, subject to the staff review letter without discussion unless a council member or citizen requests a specific item be discussed, voted on separately. Consent agenda, subject to staff review letter, includes items F2, F3, F4, F5, F6, F7, and F8. Anybody like these broken apart for any reason?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve a double asterisk consent agenda subject to the staff review letter.
Second.
Okay, motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? It's approved, thank you. All right, at this time, we'll enter into a public hearing. Linda, if you will read D1, D8, and D9 together, please.
Ordinance 6478, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman extending the corporate limits of said city so as to annex an area of land consisting of approximately 118.87 acres, generally located south of FM 1417 and between the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad and Luella Road, adjacent to the Sherman city limits and in the City of Sherman's extraterritorial jurisdiction, on application of the landowners, authorizing execution of the annexation service plan agreement. Ordinance 6485, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman amending Section 12, Ordinance Number 2280, so as to include certain property within the R1 one-family residential district located in the 200 to 600 blocks of Luella Road, being 96.173 acres in the Sherrard-Dunham Survey, Abstract Number 329. Ordinance 6486, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman amending Section 8, Subsection 5A, Ordinance Number 2280, so as to grant a specific use permit to allow 441 patio homes in an R1 one-family residential district in the 200 to 600 blocks of Luella Road, being 96.173 acres in the Sherrard-Dunham Survey, Abstract Number 329.
Thank you, Linda. Is there anyone here to address this item this evening? Okay. Linda, if you'll read D2 for us, please.
Ordinance 6479, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman amending Ordinance Number 6305 and Section 8, Subsection 5A, Ordinance Number 2280, so as to grant an amendment to the specific use permit to allow an educational facility, preschool, in a C1 retail business district at 106B North Sunset Boulevard, being Lot 3, Block 1, second replat, part of Block 2, Westwood Village.
Thank you, Linda. Is there anyone here to address this item this evening? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Jared Farm.
Okay. Are you representing the owner?
No, we're representing Bluestone Partners.
Okay.
The owner, yeah. All right.
Okay. So you're here to answer questions?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll let you know. Get to that point. Thank you. Anyone else? All right. Linda, if you'll read D3 for us, please.
Ordinance 6480, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman amending Section 8, subsection 5A, ordinance number 2280, so as to grant a specific use permit to allow a communication tower in the Blaylock Industrial Park at 2600 West Travis Street, being 10 acres in the Elizabeth Jones Survey, abstract number 625.
Thank you, Linda. Is there anyone here to address this item this evening? Sir, you here to answer questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyone else? All right. Linda, if you'll read D4 and D5 together, please.
Ordinance 6481, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman amending Section 12, ordinance number 2280, so as to include certain property within the R2 multifamily residential district, located in the 6,000 to 6,400 blocks of South US Highway 75 and the 100 to 200 blocks of Acres Road, being 20.123 acres in the John Cronester Survey, abstract number 248. Ordinance 6482, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman amending Section 12, ordinance number 2280, so as to include certain property within the R1 one-family residential district, located in the 6,000 to 6,400 blocks of South US Highway 75 and the 100 to 200 blocks of Acres Road, being 20.392 acres in the John Cronester Survey, abstract number 248.
Okay, thank you, Linda. Rob, go ahead. You will
Yeah,
read this on this item.
yeah, this item is for a zone change. Back in October of 2021, the applicant came for a zone change from an M1.5 to C1 along 75, R2 in the middle, and then R1 or SF1 single family furthest away from 75. They had done their engineer had done some work and realized they needed to adjust some of the boundaries. This is essentially just adjusting a few of those boundaries to make sure that their new zoning districts match with what's approved.
Okay. Thank you, Rob. Is there anyone here to address this item this evening? Not Linda, if you'll read D6 for us, please.
Ordinance 6483, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman amending Section 8, subsection 5A, ordinance number 2280, so as to grant a specific use permit to allow a meeting hall, event center in a C2 general commercial district at 5116 Texoma Parkway, being 0.722 acres and being part of DC Shelf Survey, abstract number 1097.
Thank you, Linda. Rob?
Yeah, this item is for an SUP to allow for a meeting hall at this location in the C2 district. The applicant plans on expanding the footprint of the building, add more parking to be able to do birthday parties, quinceañeras. I probably said that wrong. And they're P&Z approved the SUP. Did I totally butcher it?
Just Canadian.
Planning and zoning approved the recommended approval 7-0.
7-0, okay. Thank you, Rob. Is there anyone here to address this item? Good evening, Kim. So we'll get with you when we have questions. Thank you for being here. Linda, if you'll read D7 for us, please.
Ordinance 6484, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman amending Section 8, subsection 5A, ordinance number 2280, so as to grant a specific use permit to allow an automobile repair shop in the C2 General Commercial District at 3908 Texoma Parkway, being 0.648 acres and 1.279 acres in the Samuel McLaughlin Survey, abstract number 811, and the Hilliard Jennings Survey, abstract number 639.
Okay. Thank you, Linda. Rob?
Yeah, Mayor Council, this item is for an SUP for car repair on Texoma at this location. The SUP was recommended by P&Z 7-0. We have added, staff added some additional conditions in the ordinance such that the specific use permit is tied to the applicant. On the ordinance, we put on there X Factor Cars. The applicant came to our office today and mentioned that their name is actually Bell's Quality Auto Care. And so that's something that we would probably want to be looked at as part of this item, changing that.
What are they saying the name of it is?
Well, in our ordinance, we have there as X Factor Cars is the recommended, but the applicant's business name is actually Bell's Quality Auto Care.
Got it.
Okay. Thank you, Rob. Is there anyone here to address this item this evening?
Yes, sir.
I have you, are you here to answer questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you for being here.
No problem, thank you.
Anyone else? All right, would it be read D10 for us, please?
Ordinance 6487, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman amending Section 12, ordinance number 2280, so as to include certain property within the R1 one-family residential district located in the 200 block of West Park Avenue, being lots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, block 31, of the replat of blocks 4, 5, 6, 15, 16, 17, 29, 30, 31, 40, and 41 of Southside Edition.
Okay, thank you, Linda. Rob?
Mayor, Council, this is an item for zone change from M1 district to a R1 to allow for single-family homes. The applicant intends to build rear entry garage access and not have driveways off of park. As staff, we've discussed putting no parking signs on that as that was a concern at P&Z. P&Z approved or recommended approval 6-0.
Thank you, Rob. Is there anyone here to address this item this evening?
Here for questions.
Here for question, all right, thank you for being here. Anyone else? This time we'll close the public hearing.
Mr. Mayor, we skip D8 and D9.
No, we read those together, we did D1.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
All right, council, questions, comments? Discussion on the
For D7, they were doing some sort of automotive repair there before, correct? That sounds good.
There was a power sports dealership there
Yeah.
before. It's been closed down for some time. There's a car sales on the one part of that lot, and then this would be the other part that's not being used right now.
And what were the other stipulations? Did they need to be mentioned?
Just that it be tied to the applicant, this SUP, and then also tied to their proposed site plan.
Obviously, it's normal, the normal staff review, whether cars behind screen fences and not left out in public in parking lots and things of that nature.
Exactly. Yep.
I do have a question about D1. I noticed we're doing, this 441 homes, and more of a clarifying point for me is we're doing single family, or the request is a single family with a special use variance for patio homes. Given that we have patio home designation now, is there a reason why we're still doing a special use variance versus going for a patio home designation for that zoning?
No, D8, D9 is the specific use permit for the patio homes at this location.
So I guess, I'm just wondering, is there a reason why, instead of just doing a patio home zoning, that we're doing a special use variance for patio homes?
No, this is the same pattern process that we've done in the past.
So what he's been working on isn't completed yet. We just talked about doing that, and you'll have that in
October, November.
Okay, perfect. Yep, that makes more sense. Yep, thank you.
Well, Mr. Mayor, I would move that D7 ordinance 6484 be passed, allowing that the applicant, the SUP is tied to the applicant, and it's tied to the proposed site plan, and then that we change X Factor cars to Bell's Quality Auto Care.
Second that.
Motion is second on 6484. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Council.
Can we, is it D1, D2, D8, and D9?
D1, 8 to 9, all good.
Yeah, D1, D8, and D9? I would move to approve 6478, 6485, and 6486.
Second.
Okay, motion is second on that one. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Who was the second, please? Thank you.
And I'll make a motion on 6479 for approval, because I'm really glad to see that facility will finally be used for something. We've been empty for so long. Seems like a great place. So I'll make a motion on 6479.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries. Thank you, council.
Mr. Mayor, I think I'd make a motion that we approve 6480, 6481, 6482, and the rest of them, whatever that is.
83 and 87.
83 and 87.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. That takes up all the ordinances of public hearing. So we'll continue on to resolution 6888. Linda, there were E1 and E2.
Just trying to decide if they can leave or not.
Oh, yeah, y'all can leave. We have business and public hearings. Feel free to leave.
Thank you for coming. Yes.
You can go.
Stay there, you got two, it's gonna be super exciting. It's now. That's exciting stuff.
Okay. You already wanted to need to together.
Resolution 6888, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sherman authorizing execution of the Commercial Master Development Agreement between the City of Sherman and Sparks Shepherd Ventures LLC for the construction of public facilities in the commercial portion of the mixed-use planned development known as Shepherd's Place, being an approximate 140.550 acre development located on the southwest corner of Shepherd Drive and US Highway 75 in the City of Sherman. Resolution 6889, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sherman authorizing execution of a master development agreement between the City of Sherman and Spark Shepherd Ventures LLC for the construction of public facilities in the residential portion of the mixed-use planned development known as Shepherd's Place, being an approximate 391.322 acre residential development south of West Shepherd Drive in the City of Sherman.
Okay, thank you, Linda. Go ahead.
These two items are asking for approval of a commercial or a master development agreement for the Shepherd Place planned development. The first resolution, 6888, is the commercial portion of the planned development. It does include setting up a tax-free investment zone and also some extension of water lines down Shepherd, but also some sewer from the NSR complex about 1,300 feet to serve the entire development, and then also the expansion of Shepherd Road. The residential portion is about 400 acres. It also includes the tax-free investment zone, and then also coming to you at the next council meeting will be the consent for them to create a municipal utility district. They'll pay for some of the infrastructure inside the residential area. The development agreements are similar to other ones that you've passed, with some slight modifications, as was discussed.
Council, questions, discussion?
Ryan, I have just a couple simple questions for you. All in all, I thought it looked like a good deal, what we discussed, but one question I have for you is this specific to the, this developer and non-transferable in the future to outside developer?
So it is an agreement that runs with the land. I believe there's a provision that does allow the city to review any assignments post transfer. So that way the city has a role in saying.
So we could approve or not approve it for a different developer depending on.
Correct.
Okay. Other question I have for you is I know we have a timeline for our upgrades. We have to do them get started within a 12-month window. Are there any timelines for the developer and or is there any type of expiration date if they don't get started on this so that we're not kind of, not knowing what to expect and when we would be paying out these dollars and TERS?
Right. Clint, do you know about the timing of development?
The term of the agreement is 25 years. So the quicker that they start establishing value in that zone, the quicker they'll get return on their money. If you were to say that they waited 20 years to start development, then that tax investment zone wouldn't replenish what their expenses would be. That's the piece that there's not a specific you have to start construction by this time, but it does incentivize them to get started as soon as they can, because that's part of an economic incentive and agreement is that they get it up and rolling.
Yeah, I know this is unique you know, I know the TERS is planning to pay for our upgrades also. And so if there's no value on the ground, there's no payment for our upgrades, you know, we're just covering that through general funds. I was just curious if there's any, if there was a development plan that would say they would get started with construction kind of in line with our 12-month window.
Yeah, so most agreements, we would put the infrastructure in as they put theirs in. This is unique because of TI.
Yep.
And so I would say that the sewer wouldn't be extended until we know for sure they're moving dirt and ready to meet the sewer. But the road is probably gonna be on a little bit faster timeline because of the TI project.
Yeah.
Have they given you an estimate of when they think they will start? I mean, within the next year? Are we talking a couple of years? I mean, you know,
The owner
we're not gonna
is here.
hold you to it, you know. Yep, I'm not.
Would you like to speak on that?
All right, so I'm Ravi Gorashiti.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you all. Thank you so much for considering this opportunity. So we have been seriously considering to start as soon as possible. We are already working on getting all the proposals from our civil engineer. They're planning to have, existing civil engineer who has been working on it. So answer to your question, right away we are planning to start.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, sir. Thank you.
Questions, discussion, council?
Move to approve 6888 and 6889 as
I'll second it.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, thank you. Thank you for being here tonight. All right, when you're ready, E3 for us, please.
Resolution 6890, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sherman for the commitment endorsement of Texoma Area Paratransit System Incorporated, new administrative operations facility and future transit terminal.
I believe Shelley's here this evening. Good to see you again.
Hi, good to see you. So I'm Shelley White, I'm the general manager at TAPS, 6104 Texoma Parkway. Hopefully I can work this in. There we go. So just a little overview about TAPS. We're a curved demand response, and we provide safe, reliable, inexpensive transportation to connect people to life. This is a list of our current fares, and the price varies depending on age and destination. It can range anywhere from $1 to $8. There's no application requirements at this time. And some of the services that we provide in the city of Sherman, we completed in 2021, 12,586 trips. We carried 13,205 passengers, traveled 114,566 miles, and served 5,745 hours. We transport around 2.3 passengers per hour, and we travel 9.1 miles per hour, or per trip, sorry. The breakdown of the people that we serve is mostly elderly and disabled. That makes up about 74%, and then 26% is the general public. The connecting people to life, 43% of our rides are for employment, 19% is dialysis, 15% medical, and 12% is shopping, and then about 9% for social events. And in 2021, we served 701 Sherman residents. And that one's actually in the wrong order, so I'll go to the next one. And just a little about the way that TAPS is funded. We receive allocations from the Federal Transit Administration and TxDOT. For every dollar that we receive from the FTA for operating expenses, we have to match with either state or local funds. The allocation we receive from TxDOT usually only comes to about 26% of our expenses, and then the other 24% has to come from local contributions. Our 2021 operating expenses in Sherman were approximately $560,000. FTA funds covered 50%, which was $280,000. State funds covered $145,600. So the other $134,400 has to be covered by local contributions or donations. The more local match we can get, the more rides we can provide in the community. So just before we go into the resolution, TAPS has been funded, we're in the process, but it's been approved, that we're getting money from TxDOT and the FTA to build a new terminal. And we're just looking for support from each of the communities that we service. And we're always looking at ways to support the communities, and we want them to support us in building our new terminal. And this will help us to grow the business.
That's effectively what this resolution is just our councils putting on record that they support TAP's endeavor to build this new terminal.
Any questions about the presentation, council?
Josh, it looked like you had a question.
Yeah, I just wanna, if I needed a ride from TAPS, just take me through the process.
You would call 48 hours in advance, and they would book the ride for you. You would just call the 844 number.
And where would somebody see the route now? If they wanted to, you guys have regular routes, I believe, right?
We do not do fixed routes.
Okay. Yep. You did at one time.
We did at one time, and hopefully with the new terminal, we can go back to providing fixed routes again.
Is there any other communities that help you guys?
Yes. Yes. Denison helps us, Grayson County, Cook County, Wise County.
Yeah, the TAPS does not just run in Grayson County. I'm on the board of directors for TAPS, and I keep a very close eye on the money because I'm the secretary treasurer and work with the auditor, and I don't want to be in trouble. So I can tell you, I keep an eye on the money. But it's amazing how many counties, and some of the TAPS buses do not stay in Grayson County. They are actually allocated like to Wise County, where we have a driver, and we do have patients or individuals who have to go to Wichita Falls to the Veterans Facility. And one of the things we've had some problems with, like everybody else, is Shelley's had some trouble keeping up with drivers, but we've recently given them a pay raise to try and entice more people to want to drive. And during the time of the pandemic, the board of directors of TAPS decided that we would not charge for transporting anyone to, whether it be medical, for food, or whatever. And that was a decision that we made to try and help out our local individuals during TAPS. So for about a 2-year period of time, I don't remember how many months exactly.
Yes, and we were also delivering meals.
Correct.
Or Meals on Wheels.
Yes,
during that
we were able to help Meals on Wheels deliver additional food. The second meal was not a hot meal, but was a meal that was could be put in the cabinet, kept to whenever they need it. And they delivered thousands of meals for Meals on Wheels. And they said they could not have delivered all of them that they did and helped the people during the time, especially the pandemic, if it hadn't been for TAPS. And I'm very proud to serve on the board for TAPS and everything. And I'm ecstatic that TAPS has decided to build their new terminal in Sherman and to keep it here. Any other questions y'all want to ask, please? Ryan, since I'm on the board, can I vote on this or not vote on this?
I think it would be wise to not vote.
That's what I was thinking.
So we'll have an abstention. Okay, council.
I'll make a motion that we support TAPS in their endeavor to relocate their administrative facilities here in Sherman.
Second that.
Okay. We have a motion, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
None.
Okay. All right, Linda, if you read F1 for us, please.
Consider approval of the annexation scheduling plan for adoption of approximately 150.434 acres of land located south of West Lambert Road, west of Carriage Estates Road, and north of Sand Creek, adjacent to the Sherman city limits and in the city of Sherman's extraterritorial jurisdiction, and directing the Department of Engineering Services to develop a service plan for the area to be annexed upon approval of the annexation scheduling plan.
Thank you, Linda. Clint?
This is to set the schedule for the annexation adoption on June 6th. As part of this 150-acre development, they've also submitted a plan development application that has been approved by P&Z. It goes to P&Z tomorrow with the anticipation that the plan development, zoning, and the annexation will both take place on June 6th. So this is just approval to set the schedule for the annexation plan.
Thank you, Clint. Any questions, council, on the schedule?
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, council. All right, we are to the appointment to the Parks and Rec Advisory Board.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we reappoint Brantley Blackburn and Shane Martin to the Parks and Rec Advisory Board.
Recommendation.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries. Thank you for that appointment. All right, we are to council comments. Henry, we'll start with you, sir.
I have no comments.
None from me, Mr. Mayor.
Go comment. Go comment.
No comments.
No comment.
All right, I did want to congratulate Tyson Bennett on his new position as Sherman ISD School Superintendent. I know they're swearing in some new school board members as we meet here this evening, so that's very exciting as well. All right, we do have a few announcements. Sherman Public Library Summer Reading Program starts June 1st. Invited to the kickoff party Saturday, June 4th, 1 to 4. Theme this year is Oceans of Possibilities. Kickoff party will be for a water slide, a dunk tank, games, food, and loud classic rock music by TNT Trio Band. Sponsored by Industries Podcast. Just like last year, we use online Beanstack website and app. Participants can sign up at sherman.beanstack.com, reader 365. Start reading the books. So y'all keep that on your schedule. Sherman Chamber will host a ribbon cutting next week for a project that's near and dear to my heart, the Travis Street First United Bank. Come and join chamber staff and members this Friday at 3 p.m. to christen a really neat addition to our downtown. Texoma Community Center will be sponsoring a Memorial Day ceremony at West Hill Cemetery on May 30th at 10 a.m. It's a great way to show our respect for the memories of those killed in combat. I encourage everybody to come out for that really reverent Memorial Day ceremony. It's hard to believe we're 2 weeks away from hot summer nights. Make plans to join us June 2nd for Diamond Rio, and mark your calendars every Thursday, June and July. There's great acts for free. All right, so I've got a book here to read, so y'all bear with me. City Council now hold a closed executive session pursuant to the Texas Open Meetings Act, section 551.071, to receive legal advice regarding Brewer versus City of Sherman, case number 4.21-CD-000549-DJ in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Texas, and to receive legal advice regarding threat of litigation involving alleged civil rights claims in section 551.074 to discuss the appointment of members to the Planning and Zoning Commission, and section 551.087 to discuss the Sherman Hospital project and Project Austin. So at 5:33 we'll recess into executive session. Thank you.